Well, let's take you live now to Chief Washington Correspondent James Rosen with more on the weekend's negotiations. And I believe those are happening in Islamabad, right, James?
That's right. Good morning, Edie. Much remains unresolved, as we have been reporting, in this ceasefire announced between the U.S. and Israel on the one side and the Iranian regime on the other, not least whether Tehran is making good on its pledge to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, through which, in ordinary times, 1/5 of the world's oil supply transits. In her briefing yesterday, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt claimed Iranian reports of continued restrictions on that commerce were lies.
We have seen an uptick of traffic in the Strait today, and I will reiterate the president's expectation and demand that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened immediately, quickly, and safely. That is his expectation. It has been relayed to him privately that is what's taking place, and these reports publicly are false.
Vice President Vance following a campaign stop in Budapest on behalf of embattled Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban also sounded cautiously optimistic about the strait, but he coupled that sentiment with a warning.
We actually think that we are seeing signs that the straits are starting to reopen. I think you guys have probably seen oil prices have come down, so I think the oil markets, the gas markets are seeing the same thing. But the president's been very, very clear. The deal is a ceasefire, a negotiation. That's what we give. And what they give is the straits are going to be reopened. If we don't see that happening, the president is not going to abide by our terms if the Iranians are not abiding by their terms.
Another point of fierce contention, as we have been reporting, those ongoing Israeli airstrikes in Beirut, Lebanon, targeting sites linked to Hezbollah, the Iran-backed terror group. Iran's leaders call it a massacre of civilians and a violation of the ceasefire, which they say was supposed to include Lebanese territory.
I actually think that is a reasonable misunderstanding, but neither us nor the Israelis said that that was going to be part of the ceasefire. Again, we're working with people to try to get through some of these things, but it's really fundamentally, we're on the right track. We got a lot more to do. We got a lot more that the Iranians are going to have to accept as part of this negotiation, but I think we've got a strong hand and we're going to play it well.
Vice President Vance said he has taken and placed a lot of phone calls on the Iran crisis in recent days, and the White House has confirmed, Sean and Edie, that the vice president will lead the U.S. negotiating team when talks commence in earnest, possibly as soon as tomorrow in Islamabad. Back to you guys.
I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays 9 to noon, only on Newsmax.